Welcome to the national news on Star Television, Channel 21. I am Yesi Ernest Halono. First, the headlines. Ferry tariff increased to 20% according to the general manager of the Mahera Ferry, Alusain Jerami.
We also are 20% in all on the transportation side. So like the second class will be go for 11,000. Now it will go for we're go for 9,000. Now it will go for 11,000.
Also, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Professor David Francis, has described the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding on the Economic and Technical Cooperation between Sierra Leone and the People's Republic of China as a step further in strengthening the two countries' bilateral and diplomatic relations.
We celebrated the 50th anniversary of the bilateral cooperation between the two governments and the two peoples.
Those were the headlines. Welcome back now to the news in detail. The general manager of the Mahera Ferry, Alusain Jerami, has stated that they have decided to increase the ferry's fare by 20% as a result of the increase of the price of crude oil in the global market. He spoke more to Alfie Barry in this interview.
Actually, fuel, the increment of the crude oil, because now they foresee they start a global crisis. As we all know, where fuel price go up, everything they go up because now political commodity. So like as we see the pump price they go for 10,000 per liter, so they are 20%, which is 12,000 per liter. So we also are 20% in all on the transportation side. So like the second class will they go for 11,000. Now it will go for when they go for 9,000. Now it will go for 11,000. So first class will they go for 18,000. Now they go for 21,000. Then bike will they go for 17,000. Now instead they go 21,000. Car will they go for 62,000. Now they go for 75. Jeep will they go for 80. Now it will go for 95. Then still we'll try for maintain the forces when a 5,000 although than the back bokuno they pay. Then still students in uniform are free. Then disabled are free. Then picking their way they from 10 years below, then self na free. Now one thing for us we follow as earlier we are say we fuel price go up, everything they go up. Now we'll just look at one side, see the fuel. Even today when you go to the markets and you go feel the pinch. Like for let the vessels then long get continuous operation where the ferry they not go break down. We need to get money for the do maintenance. So we say the money they come up with, they generate we own income only from the ticket sales. So now we know say also the exchange rates don't go, as I always say, we not get marine spare part shop in this country, pass we order we parts them. So now we know say all land they don't become so expensive, especially you will try now for other parts, and not like how it been there before. So a lot of issues they on so we actually get a lot of constraints, a lot. From $86 per barrel, until the day before yesterday now $110 per barrel. So the more the war they prolong, now so the fuel will go up. And it better let we get small increments per the fuel than we did the dealers the way they not able for order. Because if they say they run at loss, they're not able for order. Yes. And even scarcity go there. And even that they will go get that few stock. If they don't for sell and they're not able for order because of the price. I even get the understanding say, let me they try even for go 13,000, but like the government then decide for then being get for really negotiate to the hardly. I think now the government being even get for put the difference so that for let just remain on this 12,000. So they hope say when things normalize, the price will go back to until side been there.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Professor David Francis, has described the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding on the Economic and Technical Cooperation between Sierra Leone and the People's Republic of China as a step further in strengthening the two countries' bilateral and diplomatic relations. Let's have the details of the story.
Making a statement before the signing of a joint agreement at a conference hall in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Professor David J. Francis, noted the historic relationship between Sierra Leone entered with China some 50 years ago that has resulted in the mutual benefit of the two countries, especially in the area of health, education, and infrastructure. Professor David J. Francis revealed that the Joint Technical Cooperation Agreement was born out of the expressed desire by the two leaders when they met at the close of 2021, where they discussed issues bordering on the development and improvement of the two countries.
Last year was a historic moment in our relationship, in that we celebrated the 50th anniversary of the bilateral cooperation between the two governments and the two peoples. It symbolized also a very high point in that relationship with a telephone conversation between His Excellency Dr. Julius Maada Bio, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, and His Excellency President Xi Jinping of the Government of the People's Republic of China, to symbolize the very close, special, cordial, amicable relationship between the two countries, symbolized at the highest level of the presidencies. Last year also, as part of the commemoration of the 50th anniversary, we had a range of diplomatic exchanges despite the COVID-19 global pandemic. So today we are assembled here for the signing of the Economic and Technical Cooperation Agreement between China and Sierra Leone.
He reiterated that the appointment of President Julius Maada Bio as the current chair of the African Peer Review Mechanism and Sierra Leone's place into the non-permanent member of the Security Council is demonstrative of the astute leadership and the confidence reposed within the government's architecture.
Today, Sierra Leone has been endorsed by the ECOWAS Community of States and the African Union as the sole candidate for the region of West Africa for our United Nations Security Council bid for 2024-2025, with elections scheduled to take place in June 2023. This is historic. But also I want to use this opportunity to thank the leadership of the ministry, in particular to thank the leadership of His Excellency Dr. Julius Maada Bio for providing the leadership for us to go for big things and to project Sierra Leone in a way that we could never have been able to do before. So today, Mr. Ambassador, Sierra Leone is firmly on the global stage, and we are just coming back from the 35th summit of the Assembly of Heads of States of the African Union. And I'm pleased to inform you, Your Excellency, that Sierra Leone's president has been endorsed as the chairperson of the African Union Peer Review Mechanism, one of the most important committees of the African Union. So today, Sierra Leone's president, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, is the only sitting president of the African Union that chairs two important African Union committees.
His Excellency Ambassador Hu commended the leadership of Professor J. Francis as well as the government of Sierra Leone in the strides to placing Sierra Leone at a global pedestal, noting that it is privileged to sign the Joint Technical Cooperation Agreement. He highlighted some of the key benchmarks China had had over the last 50 years as a result of the mutual trust between the two countries. This was how he catalogued some of the success stories.
His Excellency the President's new role as the chair of APRM and in many other areas. I should say thank you to you too for the very important support your government and people, particularly your esteemed ministry, headed by the Honorable Minister, who is so dynamic, able, and friendly, and dedicated, and professional to the Chinese embassy. Today, I'm privileged to be here to sign the new economic and technical cooperation agreement between the government of the People's Republic of China and the government of the Republic of Sierra Leone. The 3.2 kilometers Freetown Ring Road under the Chinese government assistance program conducted and concluded technical cooperation on 3 mini hydropower stations and the 13th phase of agricultural technical cooperation. Over 3,000 sets of quickly applicable agricultural machinery, 15 water bowsers, and 2 fire engines aided by China to Sierra Leone. Since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, China has urgently donated more than 15 rounds of most needed essential medical supplies, including 440,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccines to Sierra Leone delivered, and another 600,000 doses on the way.
China is willing to conduct closer cooperation with Sierra Leone and other African countries to help them break development barriers and achieve self-motivated and sustainable development, a senior official said at a ceremony marking the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relation between China and Sierra Leone. Abdul Rahman Kamal reporting.
Viewers, if you're just joining in, this is the national news on Star Television, Channel 21. The celebration marking the 4th anniversary of the establishment of the Gilo Educational Economic Development GEED Foundation in Banff District was held with a promise to develop the human capital. George Elliott Sam tells us more.
The celebration to mark the 4th anniversary of the establishment of the Gilo Educational, Economic and Development GEED Foundation in the Banff District were held on the 26th February 2022 in the island of Banff. According to Dr. Ekunda Walter Gilpin, his foundation aimed at complementing the effort of President Julius Maada Bio and the Banff Family Organization to turn around the fortune of the island that has suffered declines after its glory days. One of the key fundamentals to growth and development, he said, is education. To this end, he encouraged indigents to put premium on education. He also shared a motivational sermon on the importance of sharing and called on more influential indigents of Banff to emulate the example of those who have part with their little resources to help the people of Banff.
We're here today because we're deploying some initiatives to look after the kids and the women on the Banff Island. This emanates from the fact that 4 years ago the GEED Foundation came to Banff Island and did a bit of supporting to women in small business, SME, and also did a bit of supporting to the kids in school. And thereafter we had a small gap because of the COVID pandemic, and we're back again to continue in that process. And prior to that, we have been working as a foundation all over the country since 2007. And this is our the second visit to Banff Island, and it's really gaining momentum. Today we're targeted 50, and we hope going forward to get more than that. We had 52 because another 2 or 3 were added on today. So basically we're targeting 50 today. Educational instructors in the schools were able to identify needy children who had potential. And the names were brought forward to the coordinator for the GEED Foundation on the island, and he utilized that subset of data to pick out the kids I worked with today. Well, today what we did was realize that basic things like uniforms they don't have, shoes they don't have, Basically, it's what they would wear to school, what they would have to make them comfortable in school, and we also fed the whole population. And then we're going to go forward to look into what their parents need and see whether we can also give them a bit of a seed money to start up a small business. If you can train up the child the way they should grow, when they're old, they'll not depart from it. One facet of training is to deploy skills for capacity building into the school, into the kids in the formative years. So we're targeting these kids to be able to go to school, one, and two, to be able to get a better education, two, and also to be able to have a purpose in life, to believe in themselves. Because what we do is, during the ceremony, we also give motivational talks to the kids, so they know that I am somebody, I can do it, and I am not only going to take the initiative and do it, but what they're giving to me now to support me is an encouragement. In other words, it's an external stimulus to push me forward to do even better. Well, what we do is we have to monitor the family, ensure you have a look at the family background, then also make sure we get reports from the schools on these kids. It's not going to be a continuum if you fail perpetually, but we really need to understand, why is the kid not going to school? Why is the kid failing? It comes from the home. There's something wrong at home. Because at that age, maybe they might skip school, but to have a problem perpetually, it may be from the home. So we go there and also see how we can work with the parents, work with the community to give them a better future. So the push is not only to give the kids stuff and leave them there, but to monitor their progress going forward.
The mayor of Bont Municipality, Lamin Joe Sandi, recalled the days when the island was referred to as Christmas Island, with 24 hours of electricity, running water, and paved streets. He paid tribute to President Bio for trying to bring back those glory days to the island through the reconstruction of its main street, harbour, and other important social infrastructure on the island.
Then look at the risk rather than they take at the sea. The passengers of Bont, the passengers when they come up Bont and go to the mainland, they take. And they said, no, let us come together and provide them with life jacket. So that if both capsize, life no go. And then they begin support me with a lot of life jacket and the water side. Don't you say me? And then they go to the council and say, well, this council, they don't get better PA system. They two come together back and say, fine, you later, alone receive a quick time, PA system come on. When the corona come, all institutions close, they look around and say, let us support, we pastors them, collection will come out again. The monks said, that Friday morning will come out, and then will come out again. What can sustain our clergy, men and women? They come together and give a lot of support. Today, they look at education. They don't establish the GIFT Foundation, and it has been doing extremely well. It has been demonstrated, and the performance of the children today are a clear testament. I want to thank you very much, Dr. Gilpin, and our brother, Brother Morrison, for the support we don't give to the municipality of Bont and the district at large to this moment. It will ever remain for me very much indelible and with mine. We get people in bigger government institutions, we get people with responsible status and positions in government and in other parastatals where they get money personal, where they get influence personal. But I tell you, with the many that we have two no more, don't make it big. I believe say, the kind impact we don't begin great, and the kind spirit injected today, we see people that in high spirit, together with their teachers, together with parents, they match, they sing aloud with an awakening spirit full of assurance. Your others will join one day, and Bont will become the Bont we used to know, and we will celebrate Bont again as Christmas Island. Thank you. Welcome home. May God continue to bless the both of you.
The GIL Foundation, established by the Managing Director of the Rokel Commercial Bank, Dr. Ekundayo Walton Gilpin, has been providing mostly educational and economic support to inhabitants of the district, where Dr. Gilpin himself had a parental root. The foundation 4th anniversary celebration was climaxed by a well-attended march past, motivational speaking session, and the donation of learning materials worth over millions of lives to school children of Bont Island. For Star News in Freetown, George Elliott Sam reported.
Viewers, rounding up the national news. The Director General of the Sierra Leone Correctional Service, Joseph Langboy, has said establishing a 92-acre of land for agricultural purpose at Iyama village in the Kayamba Chieftain Moyamba district is a key achievement in ensuring his retirement package. This story tells us more.
Mixed farming is a kind of agriculture that includes both the growth of yields and hard raising. This kind of farming is followed across Asia and in countries such as India, Malaysia, Afghanistan, and Sierra Leone being no exception. Joseph Lamboy is a manager of the Yema farm at Kayamba Chiefdom, Moyamba district. He revealed that he started farming some years ago despite some of the accompanying challenges, especially in the harvests that witnessed a downturn in yield expectation, but maintained that he knew with ease it has some of its benefit with a 40-acre of mixed cropping and a 52-acre of cashew and pineapple farm, noting some of the challenges initially encountered.
Because at this village I grew up, and I will be the worker, we go secondary school, and I will be the worker 4 miles every day for go St. Michael's. We work 4 miles back for camp, we go on a farm, we go work for 5 years. In fact, during the primary school days, now that what they do till we go secondary school, till 1979, I done secondary school, I go to Freetown, I start prison work in 1980. But I don't get a background in agriculture at a younger age. So even though I don't do agriculture in a college, but my basic idea then where I get coming up or growing up, I can dwell on and for do. Now I really pick on for do all the time they do so. Well, one big challenge na manual labor I depend on largely because we, as you see the farm, you know, like a bully land where you go deploy machines and they for work for you, we go easy. But this now manual labor, the fortunate side of it is the people them, the community people them always willing for can help me for work. As long as I get work, the women folk, the men folk, the young boys, everybody they come on board for join for do this work. So the main challenge now, how agriculture will help me. Engage the agriculture ministry in Moyambaya, they say pass out the storm the whole farm before they can give me machine for work day, which is not easy for me. Because if I say I storm 40 acres using manual labor, that takes a huge sum of money. So rest with that first. As we grow, maybe with time, since the roots and the storm then go rot in small, we declare going forward.
He maintained that with his retirement as a contracting director general of the Sierra Leone Correctional Service, his focus will be much more into his farming, where he enjoyed a great deal of pleasure by way of providing job opportunities for local natives at Kayamba Chiefdom in the Moyamba district. He revealed that he did not only manage a 52 hectare of farmland, but operate the first guest house and fuel station and water sachet company that is proving well within the Moyamba district, that equally created job opportunities for young people in the district.
Apart from that, the church community, the Muslim, the Christian community, the Muslim community will all lend me support one way or the other at every season. So that means a community person, oriented person. So I'm not really worried too much about the government work. I don't do it for 42 years. I really want to come home now for deal with my community, you know. Okay. Just make do good on me entrepreneurship skills, where I look at like saying as an innate something, because my ancestry, especially my paternal ancestry, with background and business people them. So I think say I get some of that in me. Now that's how I expand on. So I look at needs, now need assessment, they make how they do them kind developmental. We're not being able to see a station at Moyambana, small station, by the time they can 2 days, they don't done. Well, we go begin buying now them jerry can, black market and this and that. I saw that. I said no. Let I go to MP, let them give me support, let we get a station. The bigger one way, we'll not go get black market stuff anymore. The guest house, of course, where I did as a young officer, as far back as 2006, now I developed that small place. With time now they expand them. And people then they warm up to the guest house, say I got more UN come, savings, I put in the business. Even when I retire in 2020, now I retire, all my benefit this and that, I plunge into the business. So now I make it, they see the business, they grow, the community. My community said they feel good now. People then they come for can't stay, spend weekend because they get some small outfit they will get to. At least the people then go sit down and relax. So it's about an entrepreneurship, something where I get in me and where I do the needs assessment. I think say this go work well. Now I mean the first month we bring them sachet water then they sell at home. That they don't do over 6 years. This is now 52 acres of cashew, as you see. But not only cashew, because the cashew not form canopy yet. In between we get cassava, we get pineapple, we get bananas, you know. But the cashew now in the are predominantly like you see, so the cashew don't due now self, so don't due for harvest.
Wife of Joseph Lamboy noted a few years back when she visited the farm site, she was discouraged and asked his husband how long it will take for them to realize the benefit of farming given the challenging circumstances.
2 years ago, that was like a few years back, when we work at Canada farm, I was there for work half an hour for Canada farm. It was very small, the farm is very small, now expensive. That's our kind of holiday. I said, how long this thing for take for let it develop? It was 4 5 years. I said, oh my God. But when I came last year, the way where I see the tissue harvest, instead of getting involved in the harvest of the tissue, I said, I eat the words back. I said, what I've been telling you 2 years ago, I take it back. Right now, we get how many bags? I'm sure you don't, and I don't see how many bags of just enough. We don't produce, we don't harvest. You know, so I'm very, very, very impressed with the investment. The whole thing was this idea. May not be in the beginning. I've been saying, well, how long we go pull that in the almost to go pull inside the stuff. But where it could begin grow and the could begin produce, where I can't mix the harvest. I don't know how I feel. You know, so I eat the words back. So Sunday I can carry so I did 1 week. I did hire them woman then just for harvest. Because I can come, I can meet it to food on rep, boku one is for them. Now me say they get involved inside, get them boys for get them woman there, for let we harvest. Say I them work and say 1 weekend I can because see them is so produced. They is so rep. The one that we harvest, the pastor they don't harvest for the whole week. The pastor, the one where they don't harvest, yes.
Mixed cropping is more often in tropical developing countries. It is best suited for small-scale farming, where harvesting is done by hand.
Viewers, that's how we draw the curtains down for today's edition of the National News on Star Television, Channel 21. I am Yesi Ernest Halwell. Many thanks for watching and have a nice weekend.